The rarest gems are formed over time, under pressure, resilient and destined to shine. Every one of them, one of a kind.
Oh, she's back! Come on! Stunning!
This is their set. The time and place to show the world that they're made of and what they want to be. Warriors.
That is stunning!
Challengers.
Wow, that is clutch!
Cinderellas. And champions. This is the NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships.
Welcome to Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas for our live coverage of the 2023 Women's NCAA Gymnastics Championship. The top 8 teams in the country are here. They competed in 2 separate semifinal sessions on Thursday, with Florida, LSU, Oklahoma, and Utah advancing to today's championship final. Hi everybody, I'm Bart Connor along with my fellow Olympic medalist, Kathy Johnson-Clark. Kathy, it all comes down to this. Now, one of the favorites has to be Oklahoma. They've won 6 of the last 9 championships. However, as we have seen, no team is unbeatable.
That statement has never been more true, and that dynamic has pushed these final 4 teams to all new heights and to their absolute best. Now, Oklahoma has proven all season long their dominance was simply not pulled out of a hat. It's their stacked lineups, their polish, their attention to detail, and most important, their experience at winning championships.
A big story this postseason has centered around the heroic comebacks from injuries from some of the biggest names in the NCAA.
Olympic silver medalist Grace McCallum of Utah hyperextended her knee early in the season, but came back just in time for these championships on 2 events, and she was outstanding. And Trinity Thomas of Florida, injured, had a lower leg injury, and was not able to train the last several weeks, but look at this. Came back in 2 events for Florida when they needed her most, and she was stunning.
Trinity Thomas currently has 27 perfect 10s in her career, with a chance to tie or break that record tonight. Now, one of the sentimental stories of the year has been the season-long resilience of LSU. Every time you think they're down, they keep climbing back. For more, here's Sam Pechik.
Yeah, that's right, Bart. LSU has been plagued with injuries so far this season, but they're missing some star power and they're missing some competitive experience in their lineup. But what's impressive to me is that despite all the adversity, they still continue to rise in the rankings. Head coach Jay Clark told the team, "We might be Cinderella in a wheelchair, but we're still Cinda-Dang-Rella, so you better act like it." One of the seniors quickly chimed in and said, "If the clock strikes 3 and the ring fits, we're going to wear it." So you expect to see a lot of heart from this LSU team here today.
All right, the stage is set. We have a great crowd in hand at Dickies Arena. The national champion will be crowned in less than 2 hours from now. Stay with us, folks. And we are set for the start of the 2023 NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championship. And just a reminder, you can watch every event from every team on ESPN+. You get commentary on each stream from our in-house gymnasts that we call the Stream Team. We have John Roethlisberger, Ashley Miles-Greig, Bridget Sloan. We'll have you covered all day long on ESPN+. There's also a Spanish feed available as well. Unfortunately, Kennedy Baker is not feeling her best, so she's unable to be with us today. We will miss her, but we have an outstanding lineup of some of the best gymnasts in U.S. history to commentate today. Reminder how the format works in the quad meet. 4 teams will compete simultaneously, all 4 apparatus going at the same time. 6 gymnasts will compete on each team on each event, with just the top 5 scores counting towards their team total. There are 6 judges in the national championship. High and low scores are dropped, and 4 scores in the middle will be averaged. A lot of scrutiny here and a lot of pressure, especially in this first rotation. That is Danny Sievers, who gets the honor to lead off for the Oklahoma Sooners in the first rotation.
The #1 ranked team on this event is Oklahoma. They need to put money in the bank here and start off with a stick, if at all possible. A very difficult 1.5 twist. That's a 10-0 start value vault. And the last second step on the landing is really the only deduction there.
Here's Sloane Blakely, was outstanding on beam in the semifinals after struggling a bit on the bars. The beam leadoff spot, Kathy, might be the most critical performance in all of college gymnastics.
Absolutely. It's the leadoff batter. They must set the pace. They have to get on base. And in gymnastics, getting on base is a 9-9 plus.
Abby Brenner for Utah on floor in the right side of your screen.
Sloane Blakely, so phenomenally solid so far in this routine.
Florida talks a lot about competing at your best in terms of red, blue, and green zones. Red is when you're stressed, green is laughing, having fun, and blue is the most focused. The reason Sloane Blakely is in this spot is because she competes in the blue zone the best. She nailed, like you said, Bart, the most crucial routine for Florida. They're off to a good start, and she's celebrating it.
I'll say that was the blue zone, and she hit the target on the floor like a dart.
Fascinating story with Abby Brenner. She competed as a part of Michigan's national championship team a couple of years ago, but's taking her graduate year now, competing for Utah as we go to vault for Allie Stern for the Sooners.
Another 1.5 twist for Oklahoma. Hop on the landing. Abby Brenner finishing up on floor. That is perfect controlled landing on that tumbling pass. The judges really look for that control for no deduction. Great start for Utah, and Utah was stunning in the semifinals. They put so much pressure on Oklahoma.
Ashley Cowan, she has stepped up for LSU. Alexis Jeffrey, the transfer from UCLA, led them off on bars with a strong 9.8375.
Opens with a difficult combination. That Ray, the single bar release on the high bar, into the transition to low. Let's see if she can get this landing. It's a double layout. Watch for the shape in the air. Perfectly executed in the air. Just that step on the landing. Those can add up.
We have documented LSU's story all year long. They've asked this team to continue to dig, and athletes have stepped up in the lineup. Without 4 of their biggest names, they're still here in the championship final with a shot. Kat Lavasser now, the junior from San Antonio, Texas, up for the Sooners. Allie Stern, the 5th-year senior, got a 9.9 after Danny Sievers led them off with a 9.8625. Vault has been a strong event for the Sooners in the last several years.
Absolutely. Their technique is superb. Their amplitude superior. And Kat has dialed in these landings so many times throughout the season. Does not get it here. Gets that big step forward.
Ellie Lazzari on beam for Florida after Sloane Blakely led off the Gators with an outstanding 9.9.
Ellie is one of the calmest.
Wow.
Usually the calmest, coolest competitor on beam.
Pressure of the championship final. A fall off beam is a ½ point deduction. Remember, 6 athletes compete. You'll count just the best 5 scores towards their team total, but that puts pressure on the rest of the lineup as Jaylene Gilstrap from Utah takes to the floor after Abby Brenner got a 9.875.
Opens with a front layout to a Rudy, a 1.5 twist, a little bit of a hop back. Jaylene is an absolutely stunning dancer. This is where she shines. Look at the extension and the full split in those leaps.
Gilstrap, the junior from McKinney, Texas, one of many gymnasts in this NCAA championship from Texas clubs. Jordan Bowers now for the Sooners on vault after Kat Lavasser got a 9.8875.
Oklahoma needs a stick. Not quite just that little step. You haven't seen one yet.
Lou Ball, the associate head coach for the Sooners, looking for at least a couple of sticks on vault for the Sooners to have a chance to win this.
Front lay to front full. Beautiful control and an absolutely stunning flare of a finish. Well done.
Coverage of the NCAA championships continues with our men's gymnastics championship later tonight at 6 Eastern on NCAA.com. For more information, go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Let's take a look at what happened to Ellie Lazzari on beam after Sloan Blakely led them off with a 9.9.
It goes without saying, beam is narrow. She had a little stutter step in between those two layout step outs that just threw her off. Sometimes that can change your timing.
You mentioned the beam is narrow. It's just a little bit wider than your average cell phone. It's 4 inches wide, 16 feet long. And Kayla DiCello, how do you characterize her contribution to the team this year for Florida?
Well, her superpower, as we see for Faith Torres on vault.
There's their first stop.
Boy, she has muscles in her teeth. I'm telling you, she held on to that stick so hard.
My.
Her quads are going to be hurting tomorrow. That's crazy.
Jordan Bowers, before you had the second 9.9 for the Sooners, but that is their first clear-cut stuck landing.
And back to Kayla, you asked about her contribution. The thing that she loves about college gymnastics and the team aspect is this pressure. She came off beam one time and said to Coach Jenny Rowland, because it was under immense pressure, just like this, after a fall, and she says, I love this. I was like, oh, that's money.
The lowest scoring event for the Gators in the semifinals was beam. So remember, 6 athletes are competing. You count the best 5 scores. The score for Ellie Lazzari is only a 9.0125. So everyone else in the lineup has to hit for Florida to come out of this first rotation with a good team score.
Double both. I love the calmness I'm seeing on her face. On this event, you have to have just the right combination of calm and aggressive attack.
Abby Paulson on floor for Utah at the same time. They have 2 9.875s on Utah's floor scores.
Here's the acro series on beam. Watch closely. So solid. Great open tumbling run. 2.5 twist.
Talk about the quality of gymnastics we're seeing. DiCello, world championship all-around bronze medalist. So those of you who hadn't seen gymnastics in a while, these gymnasts are not only the best in the country, but some of them are the best in the world.
Great reset routine for Florida. They needed that.
Kathy, we saw a lot of nerves in the semifinals, but the team seemed to be settled down today.
And the team that showed the least amount of nerves was Utah. They were really spectacular in the semis. And their gymnastics is so impressive, so clean. Back 1.5 twist to front layout.
Abby Paulson is one of the senior six-pack, as their head coach Tom Farden says a moment ago on bars. Aaliyah Finnegan, LSU yet to break into the 9.9s on this event, but this is one of the best in the country.
Watch this monster combination. Piked Delchev, beautifully done, so difficult. And look how aggressively she is attacking these vertical handstand positions, so important. And the all-important dismount right here with the landing. It's an Arabian double front, very difficult to stick. Ooh, step forward. That's the really main deduction in that routine.
And moments ago for the Sooners on vault, Olivia Troutman after Faith Torres got a 9.925. So they have 3 scores already, 9.9 or better on one of the Sooners' best events.
We saw Olivia drill this landing in the semis to win this event. And there it is again. She is uncanny. That is her middle name from now on.
The 5th-year senior delivers again. The reigning national champion as of the semifinals hits a solid 9.95 for the Sooners. What an anchor competitor.
Wong just did beautiful leaps. So secure on this back handspring layout step out.
Leanne Wong got 2 10s on beam this season, her first 10s on beam in her career. I asked her what changed for her, and she said she's really figuring out how to have more fun, and that's been the key. That's been helping her gymnastics. It looks pretty incredible to me, Kathy.
Oh, it does. She is so well trained. Her basics are phenomenal on this event, and that's what you can rely on.
Former world all-around silver medalist in 2021.
Double twist right here. Oh, and holds on to the stick. It's a little quick to the salute, so the judges could take a slight deduction there for that, but a beautifully executed beam routine.
Congratulations there from Owen Field and Jenny Rowland, who is the head coach at Florida.
I love this angle, showing you just how narrow that beam is and how you have to punch the end of the beam with both feet. Somersault, 2 twists, awesome.
Haley Bryant set to go on bars for LSU. Now the Oklahoma Sooners have their score of 49.5625. Vault goes faster than the other events, so they're basically the leader in the clubhouse. LSU cannot catch Oklahoma, but Florida and Utah still can in this rotation.
Watch the amplitude on this release move. Well done on the straddle Jaeger.
No score 9.9 or better yet for the LSU Tigers here in this bar event.
That was a beautiful bail to handstand, that transition to the low bar. And again, right on top, showing off that handstand position. Watch the double front with a half twist and a perfectly stuck landing.
Outstanding. The bronze medalist in the all-around 2 days ago. How do you characterize what she does for this team,
She
Kathy?
is an absolute beast. Physically, mentally, every aspect of her athletic accomplishment is just a thing of beauty.
There's Jay Clark. He's hopping around. He knows he's got a good start for the LSU Tigers.
Yeah, guys, she didn't even practice the week leading up to nationals because her shoulder was hurting so bad. But head coach Jay Clark said after her teammate Kaya Johnson went down, she just had a different look in her eye, and she's extremely focused. It's different than any other year.
Expect a score of 9.9 or better would be the first for LSU in that opening rotation. Here is Riley McCusker coming after Leanne Wong, got a 9.9125. What a story. McCusker, former national team member, did not compete much last year or this season, and she has really come on of late.
Beautiful double wolf turn. She has been outstanding in nearly every routine she's performed thus far, and it's been toward the end of the season that she's really gotten this confidence. Front aerial, this is where she had trouble in semis. No problem here. Watch the details in this routine. She has an exquisite toe point. Back handspring left step out. So elegant.
After McKenna Smith got a 9.925 for Utah on floor, here is Jaden Rucker.
So far, this is one of the most beautiful beam routines I've seen all week long. Jaden Rucker with a full twisting double back and a little off balance. And the dismount gainer full for Riley. Well done.
You notice the gymnasts using those supplemental mats for the landing. They're allowed to do that to protect their ankles. And on floor, it's necessary to tape that 1/4-inch mat or that sting mat or 4-incher so that they still know where the out-of-bounds line is. Because if you go out of bounds, it's 1/10 of a point deduction, which could be the difference between a championship or not.
Her last pass is her combination pass. You'll see 2 somersaults in this pass. First is a straight layout into a front with a full.
You see Utah's scores. They're averaging 9-9 so far in this opening rotation. What a start. Rucker, the former NCAA vault champion last year, does her part, and she sets up her teammate, Miley O'Keefe, who herself has won 4 NCAA titles.
So this was a first pass, full twisting double back. She was just a little off balance, so she had that little extra arm swing, but covered it pretty darn well.
Oh, this is important for the Florida Gators on beam in this next rotation. Riley McCusker hit her routine. Remember, they have a miss, a 9.0125 that they'd like to replace, but it all depends on what Victoria Wynn does here in this anchor spot. Riley McCusker got their high score of a 9.9375, but Florida's fate may come down to whether she sticks this routine.
And Bart, to up the ante, she has not been in the beam lineup much this season at all, so immense pressure.
Yesterday they had Peyton Richards in the anchor spot. Today they elected to put Victoria Wynn, the transfer from Georgia.
Opens with her acrobatic series here. A nodi into a back handspring, kept that moving beautifully.
Miley O'Keefe starting on floor for Utah after Jaden Rucker. Got another 9-9 over there.
And this is side by side, beautiful gymnastics. Both of these gymnasts are exquisite in their presentation. Miley combines all the beauty of her dance and the power and finesse in her tumbling. Nice form in that pike double back. Here's the dismount for Victoria.
My goodness.
Boy, they are going to be celebrating over there.
A 9.925 for Victoria Wynn for that beam routine would allow Florida to pass Oklahoma in this first rotation. What a clutch hit for Victoria Wynn when they needed it most.
You can see why Miley was able to win the all-around here. She is such a complete gymnast. Combination pass here, difficult. Back 1.5 twist to a front layout. Dances right out. Just lovely, as always.
So Florida continues the momentum from the semifinals.
Watch the form and the finesse. It's not the most difficult pass in the competition, but she does it so exquisitely well. Great technique, shows those shapes, the ideal shape and those skills that the judges are looking for.
She's won the all-around and 3 of the individual events in the NCAA championship over her career, the senior out of Las Vegas. All right, Florida had a clutch hit on beam there in that rotation. Sam is with their head coach, Jenny Rowland, now.
A lot of excitement over here on beam, a lot of drama. What was going through your head from the back half of the lineup having to fight back after a fall?
This team has been doing a fantastic job all year on beam. They have dealt with adversity along the way. Today was no different. We did have a different anchor in today, and kudos to Victoria for stepping in and doing what she needed to do, and that's just be yourself.
I think I saw everybody on the Florida team jump 2 feet in the air when she landed. How do you keep those momentum going to the next event?
The shoes help for sure, the tennis shoes, but really right now it's resetting, taking our breath, taking our step forward, and continuing to be us.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
Talk about how close this one is. Florida, Oklahoma, and Utah are all separated by 625 ten-thousandths of a point. The NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championship returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
A huge topic of conversation over the recent years has been the dominance of OU gymnastics. So join me in taking a little ride on the Sooner Schooner to see how it all started. KJ Kindler was named head coach in 2006. She became a two-time national head coach of the year, and she recruited a couple of recent superstars in Maggie Nichols and Anastasia Webb, who each won individual event titles every season since 2013. And even more impressive is that they've won the last 5 of 8 championships. And I watched warm-ups today, and guys, they're dialed in and hungry for another win.
We just went out there and we gave it all we got, and we kept fighting and fighting, and that really showed like our tenacity.
I thought they were good. You know, we just weren't great. We weren't hitting every single landing, but I did think they competed hard. I did think they were dialed in. I thought the energy was really good. What's really important is that we qualified on and have the opportunity to win a national championship. I do think that it's motivating. There's no doubt about it.
Olivia Troutman, their secret weapon.
I'm just excited to enjoy all those moments, do my best gymnastics, watch my team do their best gymnastics.
We're ready and we're hungry for more, and going out for day 2 and really just focusing on those details and doing exactly what we know that we can do.
Fifth-year senior Olivia Troutman is known as the closer because she always tends to miss the beginning of season due to an injury and comes back to lead her team to victory in the postseason. It's no different this year. She's been a huge asset to the team since coming back from a leg injury. She even won an individual event title on vault. And she's in good company with all the other event winners. UCLA's Jordan Childs is already an Olympic silver medalist, but now she can add NCAA bars and floor champion to her resume. And Utah's Miley O'Keefe had an impressive showing. She needed a perfect 10 to win the beam and all-around title and got the job done. What an animal! Utah's hoping for a repeat performance here tonight.
And welcome back to Fort Worth. Bart Connor, Kathy Johnson-Clark, and Sam Pescic on the call. But just a reminder, you can watch every event from every team on ESPN+. You'll get commentary from each stream from our in-house gymnasts that we call the Stream Team. John, Ashley, and Bridget will have you covered all day long on ESPN+. There's also a Spanish feed available. What a start to this championship final. The 4 top teams in the country who qualified here, they are enormously close. In fact, 3 teams have a 9-9 or better average after the first rotation. LSU struggled a bit on bars, and so they are going to have to rally on beam in the second event. The Sooners move from vault. They have the lead. They move to the bars here in rotation 2. On floor, Victoria Wynn, who gave them a clutch routine on beam, is their leadoff on floor for the Gators.
And Oklahoma is number 1 on the bars, Florida number 2 on floor. This is going to be a great rotation. Look at the start with Oklahoma. These are great handstands and holds on to the stick. And I hope you caught a glimpse of that tumbling pass right there. That was phenomenally executed, very clean. Victoria, so beautiful as we saw on balance, brings that same elegance and presentation to this gorgeous floor routine. Epic music.
Yeah, you know, not every gymnast can pull off a classical presentation like this.
I love it. It's gorgeous. And the style suits her so much to a T. And the tumbling is there. Judges are looking for those controlled landings. And a beautiful flourish. And of course, the Gator chomp for Florida.
So Victoria Wynn with 2 big hit routines as she gets congratulations from their associate head coach, Adrienne Bourdet, 17 years with the program. Abby Brenner will be up on the vault for Utah. So I mentioned she was part of Michigan's national championship team a couple of years ago, and this is one of the reasons they're excited to have her on Utah's team, because this is an event where they needed to get a little bit better, and boy, they have improved.
What a gift. She should have come with a bow. This 1.5 twist, if she can get this landing, is so important to Utah. Awesome job. And she never gets too excited. That's the
Now,
the
Miley
cool thing.
O'Keefe led them off with a 9.7375. So they need better scores here if they're going to contend for the championship today. It may come down to vault landings for the Utah Red Rocks. Danae Fletcher, Oklahoma. Danny Sievers led them off with a 9.925. That's why they're the #1 team in the country. KJ Kindler told us earlier, we need to start every rotation with a 9.9 or better if we're going to win.
So far, big difficulty in this routine. That high bar release skill was an E-rated skill.